Lovely day, my lovers, too. IQZ and I'm absolutely grateful to share the following. Being loving and lovable with you too within my lovely city of Chicago. So I'm doing my Sunday cleaning and I decided to change it to Sunday clarity because for me it's about cleaning, making way for new because I know that each week I'm preparing myself and I get a chance to analyze my space. This is a more deeper clean on Sunday than throughout the week. And what I love about it is when it comes to my clarity throughout the week, I approach with a how can I, and these different things. So product studies is something that I love sharing. Now this seat right here, I purchased it this year, around March, because I celebrate my love living space year by year. So I'll look at items and see how long did that product last, what should I change. So I moved in this love living space in 21. So I didn't change this seat until 25 of this year. So in my fourth year, I changed the seat and I got the first one from Home Depot, and the second one, I despise it. I changed sometimes when it comes to prices, I kind of go with certain things at a higher price to see, and then I'm also thinking about the texture, what it is inside, and I've learned about toilet seats in the past that's, if it had wood in there, I had to have it in one love, well not at the time, this is my first love living space, the other spaces was just me getting to the point like, oh, I love my own personal space. Because sharing spaces with others that's when I found out about the wood, because I was using alcohol to clean the toilet seat because I'm like, I'm not the only one sitting on this toilet seat. Tight energy. Now it's just me. So that's the reason why when it comes to this particular one I'm sharing with you all today in my products study, because I'm going to get another, I don't like this one. It just started the paint on it, and that's the reason why when it comes to sharing our perspective is because companies do make things at times they do really well, sometimes you don't. But me, this is what we say: March, April, May, June, July, August, September. I'm communicating 6 months later. I can't stand this seat. And I know my year celebration is coming up, meaning that this seat didn't even make it a year with me. And I just learned, because then when it comes to why I love to study from perspective of products, what do I really need to invest in? That's the reason why, as the creator and creation that I am, when individuals are asking me about certain creations, it's like, that's not my priority. You have an earring. Well, I really don't. Not going to put that much energy into making sure, women's have earrings. No, I want you to have a great toilet seat. Because when I come to your house, that's the reason why I share my toilet cleaning, because I've been in healthcare and I have, learned. That's the reason why this is coming from how I like to treat myself. Because individuals be having this saying, especially teaching children, treat others like you want to be treated. Ma'am, a lot of y'all ladies don't treat yourself well. I've seen it. This past week, this is the new beginning. Me and this, watching a teacher. It's just certain things, like, I'm not going to have a whole lot of conversation with certain individuals, because reality is we kind of get ideas. Like me, around my eyes, I feel like I need more rest. However, I'm going to get that rest. But when it comes to learning about soaps and different things, I do my very best. The reason why I love being in education right now is because I've learned some things in the past. I stopped at CNA from me just guarding my gloves, from me washing my hand, wet, soap, and dry is how I do it, because I learned it from being a home health aide first before I entered to CNA. So that's the reason why when it comes to healthcare, I love health, but there are certain things that I work on is to improve as best as I can, because when it's all said and done, or impulse, when it's all said and done, I love learning different ways to improve or maintain something, and also be that person to share with others. I really do love drinking this water. It's one of these water, like, I love it. And Sriracha, I learned that. So in my cleaning today, I've learned that I'm working with this soap right here from Trader Joe's. I don't like the bottle. So I have moments that I learn things about myself. When I do my dish, it slows me down based off of the shape. I don't like that shape. So I transfer it over to a shape that's just right for my hand to keep it moving. I have a habit of, I use these sponges specifically because when COVID came about. Individuals was like, how you gonna find material? So they's been with me that long, and I don't like the way they are. At the time they run out the size, I even have a little shorter one. But on my daily use, I'm specific about how I move. And I love this about myself because when it comes to being an investor of products and services, or just being grateful for the resources that I have, I'm honored that I know why. The clarity is there. I love it. And I love sharing this because one thing I do have about myself, especially when individuals talk about health from a perspective of, well, we gonna die one day. It's like, fam, but listen, you ain't gotta really like stab yourself right now. Unless you got that mental health problem that you don't value yourself in such a way. So when it comes to valuing myself, I'm preparing to go to the laundromat, and this week it's a little more because of transition financially, and also I'm very grateful that I know these things, and that's the reason why when it comes to my research, the reason why my praises be so high, and the reason why every day of the week I have a focus of why do I do what I do, and that which I do share, I share. So I'm moving more and more. That's the reason why I'm not gonna settle for less than talking to you, and that's how I've been moving as a sub too. Because when it comes to how certain individuals are hazards to me. So for me to have the option, the opportunity, when people speak about freedom, to have that discernment, know like, do I have an exit so I can make sure I can maintain and move forward? Because when it comes to certain things that happen, it's like, why did that happen? Because the person didn't have that exit. But if I have an exit, and that's why I want to share when it comes to clarity, because I have a standard for myself. So I have had coworkers ask me questions like, well, how you, because I'll be talking about the product, like for instance, my school bus as a driver, that's when it started. And individuals like, how are you at home? It is time. That's the reason why the tolerance for people that don't apply is like, hey, very limited. And I don't take it as because I'm Aquarius. It's because sanity. When I hear a woman saying, I remember when I was young, when I first heard it, I was around 4 years of age. I remember it clear. And they used to call me an old soul. And I listened to the women when they huddled up around my mom, them they was communicating. And at the time, it was my grandma, my mom. So my mom, her sisters, they were not near. But the women in the community at the time, I was just watching them. My first alcoholic person that I remember was Miss Ruby. She's a woman. And I remember looking at her like, wow. And so when it came to the women in the kitchen, the reason why that's so important to me even more is because when I used to hear these women speak, I ain't gotta cook. I ain't trying. Like, wow, for real, I knew it was doomed. Because I knew if the women are not promoting being in the kitchen where you need to come in here and figure out herbs and different things, I knew our health was going to be hit like it has been. So me, I'm praising and celebrating with in the age of Aquarius to have different women like myself. We show our perspective. I'm coming into spaces like education. I can tell. I hear at times in the women. Now, most people say because who are the closest to our children are women. And that's how I'm going to stand doing. So that's the reason why I heard something that one baby has said to her mama, but I'm not going to say it because I have better things to do with my energy. And my word is coming forward with clarity and gratitude. And that's the reason why as I'm preparing to get myself ready to go into spaces. So when it came to the women, come to the women, I'm honored to know that I was listening to some of these women talk to these children, students and everything. You know better. It's not about knowing better. It's a matter of do they respect you to do better. So that's the reason why as I'm moving into these spaces and preparing myself to go into the classroom, I'm honored because I've been doing transition work to get from the school bus to this classroom. And for me, it's not one of those, okay, I'm just going to stop and go over there. No, the struggle, the attacks were real. Like, yo, I will remember y'all for this. I promise you. Ooh, that's good. What's good? I remember y'all. Y'all watching my page like y'all was watching trying to get me in trouble. Because I've heard it from people she was drinking a wine glass with the bus. Hey, she was drinking alcohol before she drove her bus. Mental health is real for me. So that's the reason why as I share this, I'm honored that family, people's in Chicago get a chance to see it around where whoever think they know me. I love this because the reality, I treat myself this way. And wherever I can elevate personal development, culturally, I learn from different perspectives. That's the reason why I love accepting I am that I am, because ever since I was a little girl, I knew that there were better. And I also know how the roots were. And so therefore, as I am rooted, I'm honored with a praise of clarity. I celebrate praise and clarity. Leading by example, I am the creator and creation as I am that I am. And I love sharing this aspect of some of my why. I love